This video is about revising a budget. In this case, we're going to be studying Mike, and so before watching this video, make sure you've watched the video making a monthly budget, because we'll be revising the budget we just did, in this case about a college student named Mike. And what's happened here is one of Mike's roommates has moved out. There's now only 3 of them. That means that all their costs that were shared, including the rent, which was $400, must now be split 3 ways. So let's recalculate Mike's budget to reflect this new situation. Well, if you look at the last video, we'll have all the numbers there. You should have filled that out. Mike's income hasn't changed. He still gets a grant. We calculated his grant to be $1,200 a month. And his other income was from his job working at a grocery store, which we also calculated, and found he earns approximately $920.83 a month. So we totaled that up, and his total monthly income was $2,120.83. But now we have to go through his expenses and make any changes based on the fact that all the 3-way splits, all the 4-way splits, now become 3-way splits. The first thing was the rent. They used to pay $400 each for rent. But that's no longer going to be the case because that $400 rent has to get split among 3 people. So let's figure out how to do it. And here's how. It's $400 times what used to be 4 people, but now split among 3 people. So we have to calculate, it's $400 for each of them. So 400 times 4. So they were originally paying $1,600 in rent, but now split that 3-way. They each have to pay now $533.33 approximately. So that's gone up big time because they've lost a roommate. $533.33. And take a look at your sheet for the next thing, utilities. The utilities they also used to split. Utilities. They used to split those utilities among all of them, and it was $40 per roommate, so same sort of idea. They spent $40 each, but there were 4 of them. Now they have to split that total cost 3 ways. So that's 40 times 4. So it used to cost them $160 for utilities. Now split that 3-way. That's approximately $53.33 per roommate. Well, that's gone up as well. What were some of his other costs? The phone, internet, and cable, which we were also splitting. That phone, internet, and cable, it told us on the sheet that we did that it was $120. We don't have to multiply that one because we already knew the total price was $120 per month. But now instead of splitting it 4 ways, they're splitting it 3 ways. $120 divided by 3. So that went up from $30 each to $40 each because now there's only 3 of them. That's phone, internet, and cable. It's now costing them $40 each a month. But what things haven't changed that are just for Mike, like his food, would still cost him $195. And his cell phone is unaffected by someone moving out. His cell phone cost him $33.75. Same with his transportation. He doesn't take the bus more or less just because his roommate moved out, so it's still about $130 a month. And finally, his tuition. He still pays the same amount for school, even with 1 less roommate, obviously. So that stays the same. And those were all his expenses. All we did was adjust the things that were shared, keep the things that were not shared, which were both his own personal expenses and his own income. So now what we need to do, we've already totaled up his income, but we'll need to total up his expenses. So $533.33 plus $53.33, $53.33 plus 40 plus 195 plus 33.75 plus 130 plus 1250, and we get $2,235.41. That's his total expenses now with 1 less roommate, which is bad news for Mike because now we're going to calculate his income minus his expenses, what he takes in, money he gets, versus what he spends. which is $2,120.83 minus $2,235.41, which gives $114.58, but negative in the hole, which means every month Mike is short $114.58. That's really bad news. They're going to need to find another roommate really soon or come up with other money somehow, because all three of them probably are now losing money. At the very least, we can be sure Mike doesn't have enough money right now to support himself with that loss of roommate. He needs to do something else to fix his budget so that his balance is even, so that he's only spending as much or less than what he's taking in. So that's an example of how to revise a monthly budget.